The next presenter is Miroslav Grbovic, Head of CRM at Banca Intesa. This talk today is reserved for the silver partners of the conference, this year's conference. Banca Intesa, who have significantly contributed to achieving everything we envisioned. In his presentation, AI has been achieved internally, the journey. Miroslav will share the inspiring story of how Banca Intesa Belgrade successfully implemented AI-driven business model using internal capabilities. He will highlight the commercial impact of AI in customer relationship management campaigns, the organizational transformation involved, and the challenges faced along the way. Drawing from his experience, Miroslav will also provide valuable insights into the border of AI ecosystem within the Fintech and beyond. Welcome, Miroslav.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you all for coming. It's been a pleasure to have you here and also to be keynote at the 10th anniversary of this famous, we may say, data science conference. So it's really a privilege to be here with you. And my ambition is to share with you our story, so the story of how we implemented AI in Banca Intesa Belgrade internally. So to start with, if you want to share how we did it internally, let's discuss what can be done internally. So, what is nowadays actually implemented in the banks and beyond, we may say, the fintechs in general, internally. Of course, let's start with CRM. I believe that this is the melting point for AI implementation in financial institutions, including banks, and the reason why is commercial. So the major impact of AI implementation in the bank, so that we can share with you, is basically from CRM function, which is older than AI. But the purpose and the key let's say, contribution of AI in the business, in financial organizations, is actually within CRM. So what is actually playground for AI in CRM? It's targeting customers. So if you have 10 customers, you don't need CRM, you don't need AI. But if you count your customers in millions, as we do, then you need to approach them and to analyze them. You are not capable to do it by yourself traditionally. So this is the key point where AI comes in to the play, and where it can solve your issues and make huge contribution. So apart from targeting, there are traditional needs for segmentation of customers. So not all customers are the same. They have different behavior. You can profile them differently, and then use this information in your commercial activities, use cases, call it as you want. Also, the other reasons or areas where AI can be deployed in the CRM function is acquisition of customers. And this is also important part, and I can maybe share our experience. It's most difficult part to be achieved. So we'll touch upon this later. Also, there are different issues that organization, fintech, bank can put in front of you and ask from you to help. And they can define and determine certain pain points that you should solve, like churn prevention, inactivity prevention, etc. So what are the other areas where AI can be deployed and is deployed? So this is the risk management, where you have to predict and profile the risk of borrowing your money to someone, and what is the probability that this will be returned properly in time. In investments, we are a commercial bank, primarily, dominantly, but there are also investment banks and investment institutions that deal with trading, with investments, and they also need AI as additional let's say, processing power and advice where should they wisely put their money to invest and to trade. We have fraud detection, anti-money laundering, cyber security. I believe you understand the purpose of AI there, to detect these patterns which are actually fraudulent and that can be used for money laundering. And finally, customer service, which is maybe the major hype in terms of AI deployment when we talk about chatbots, virtual assistants, etc. Okay, I will focus today on primarily on the CRM activities. So when we talk about big companies, I mentioned that. So any setup that has enormous amount of customers, that have plenty of product services and different channels, actually at a certain point needs assistance from let's say more powerful tools such as machine learning and AI in general. So this is our setup, maybe briefly explained, but I believe that regardless of the industry that you're coming from, you can relate with this setup. And I illustrated this with, let's say, most popular and most trending channel, which are mobile apps, where the companies are selling their products to this customer base. So what was the goal for us? So for instance, we have 1.3 million customers, and the percentage of them using the mobile app as a contact with us is increasing enormously. So we want to treat these customers in a proper way, not to hassle them, not to spam them with offers, and we want to do this wisely. So we want to provide them what they want, when they want, and on the channels that they are most familiar with. And what we did, we basically developed using the machine learning, developed a model, a recommender for recommending products in the whole product portfolio of, for instance, consumer customers to our clients. And we did it from day one in a sort of omni-channel way. So the product that is offered to you is based on your behavior. We are updating model and do the rescoring on a regular basis. Doesn't mean that if we offer you, for instance, deposit tomorrow, when you log on our application, that the same product we offer you will be offered to you in January next year. So we are updating model, and this is done accordingly with your behavior and the change of your behavior. Also, the different clients get the different products based on the highest probability of purchase or propensity to buy those products. So this has been done for all channels simultaneously. So regardless if you log on to if we hypothetically imagine you are coming to our branch, or you're logging to our application, or you are calling our call center, or maybe you're withdrawing the cash from our ATM at the same time, hypothetically you will get that same offer. So this has been done in an omni-channel way. The entire customer base, so 1.3 million customer, has a recommended product in each and every moment. And we even went one step below. We have if we call this the next best product 1, we have next best product 2, etc. And this is a running machine that runs for already a couple of years back. So this is, I guess, the case where most of us can relate, which I would like primarily to understand why we did this. So we will talk later on about the results and the impact. So I mentioned the main characteristics of the model. So it's multi-class classification models. The entire process of targeting is done in Python. and let's say the entire pipeline from analysis to target lists of customers is done in Python. The CRM application, the CRM system is integrated with all channels. I mentioned few, but just to add on top of this that we are integrated with Viber, SMS, and email. And in this year we did it with, I guess, provider that you might know of Infobip. What I'm mentioning this is because one of the major, I would say, milestones in this functionality or technology is that we achieved the two-way communication or two-way flow of information of those communication on those channels. Meaning, if we send you email with the offer and we target you with this model, we can understand your behavior upon reception of this email. First of all, whether you received this email, whether you opened it or clicked on this offer that we sent to you, and later on we can track on what happened in terms of conversion on this product, etc., etc. So maybe on some next conference we can share more details about the results or achievements in this area. So this is the story for the consumer customers. We did the same thing for the small business customers. So small companies, and which are also our clients, and we have 120,000 of those customers, which is I would say considerable customer base and totally different customers. So maybe some of these products that you see are same, but the models that we developed are totally different and dedicated to those customers and to those products. So again, all of them are in omni-channel way integrated in targeting, and we recently, a few months ago, integrated our CRM application with mobile app for small businesses called BizMobi, where we also have these offers for small business customers. So just in terms of, I would say, nature of AI activities is not copy-paste. It's built from the scratch for different customers, different products, etc., etc. So we also, for those customers, developed next best product 1, 2, etc. The same approach, and this is how we also treat those customers in a proper way, trying to avoid and trying to have the contact policy which is most convenient for both parties in the business. So this is also the area where AI came into the play and helped us a lot. The other nature of the business in any industry, retail industry, again, is if you decide to promote certain product or your product, you believe that certain product is killer product for you or most important, or you have to run, you want to run campaign to promote certain product, and you have a couple of million of customers, you have certain sales force. It's very important for you that you use the most impactful channel. You want your salespeople to call these customers, to spend the time offering this. So who you gonna call? As the Ghostbusters used to say. So that's been an issue since ever. You have limited sales force, which is basically, as all trends show, decreasing. So you want to use other channels, but still you want to achieve the budgets, you want to achieve the targets, you want to promote certain products. So this is a different kind of use case, of different kind of problem that we want to solve. So it's not which product is best for you, is now which customers are best for this product. And so let's say, the problem in terms of machine learning, again, is classification and targeting. This is binary classification, which actually provides us information which customers are best for this product in that certain period of time that you are running campaign. What I would like proudly to share with you that basically today all campaigns in Banca Intesa Belgrade for consumer customers, small business customers, primarily for consumer customers, are driven by machine learning models. So basically, we can't remember which of them is, let's say, experts-based, which is fully legitimate sort of approach, but basically all campaigns that we run are based on the models for all products. So regardless of the type of the product, whether it's old-fashioned one or let's say sort of new one, we are running those targeting campaigns based on the models. So we deployed those models separately for each and every product. So the model that targets customers for the loan is separately developed, the full pipeline of machine learning process compared to the targeting customers for credit cards. So this also adds on the complexity of the tasks, activities, and our portfolio of models that we are using in daily business. So the targeted groups are again targeted via selected channels, which is also part of the story, and this also contributes to commercial approach success. Again, on top of this. So I've listed these business objectives. Maybe they are common sense, but just to understand why we are doing this and why the banks are deploying AI for those activities. And you can see that all of these business objectives are purely and commercial. So this is hardcore commercial objective: increase the revenues, decrease operational costs. And I'm mentioning because we'll later on discuss more strategically wise about the future of AI. I mentioned that acquisition of customers, from my perspective and from our experience in Banca Intesa Belgrade, is most difficult for deploying the AI and machine learning. And the reason is because acquisition of customers means getting customers that are not with you. You don't have data about them. So that's why you are out of the gas for those customers, at least the gas that you're using nowadays. And that you are traditionally storing in the data storage and that you can obtain. So what we try to do to at least face these use cases, we did this rehearsal a couple of years back to identify our customers or to distinguish them from the visitors from our public website. So the process was to match HTTP cookies for all visitors, to match them with the cookies that we have when they logged onto our online banking application, and from that information to identify them. Then we analyzed their activities. So this is first identification. Then we analyzed their activities. We labeled all relevant pages on our public website, labeled them according to the products and services, and then identified not only the customers but also their preferences, and run campaign on this information. So the process was intensive, manually intensive. It is difficult. We didn't achieve, in terms of commercial results, some spectacular results. But I'm very happy that we did it. and that we tried to do this and to identify what should be the way forward. So I wouldn't be here telling you that this is difficult unless we try this. It's difficult because of these data sources, and that if you want to run, as we run all previous use cases on a daily basis, let's say massively with huge intensity of processes, this is very difficult to do it in that way. So you need automation here. You need even more, let's say, to enrich data about those prospects and to identify them in order to conduct this targeting in a proper way with a higher quality. So to understand not only that this visitor is a prospect, so not your customer, but also to understand to understand him more in order to approach him in a smart way. Otherwise, it's just spray and pray approach. So this is why we are striving to also accomplish this task. So not to get me wrong, we are pursuing this and trying to solve this issue or use case, better to say. I elaborated the process of machine learning. So again, it was done in a proper way. The only, I would say, drawback is if you want to industrialize, to make it industrial in industrial way, to run it as we run all other processes, you need more information, more data, and you need automation of this process, which is more demanding. So segmentation. We have plenty of segments. I mentioned advancements in certain ones, digital ones, and people for business know from marketing or from sales that segmentation of customers is, let's say, starting point in a lot of processes of sales, of marketing, and you want to optimize your sales process, and you want to understand who are your customers in terms of their profile. So based on their activity on all these channels, we are highly skillful in profiling those customers. And doing various segmentations, and this is just one of them. So that we did internally, and also this process is done end to end in the Python using the clustering machine learning algorithms. So also the results happen to be, of course, highly. In terms of performance and profiling, very good and effective. I mentioned various sort of problems, issues that the business can put on the table and ask from you to solve. Maybe some of them are straightforward. Maybe you don't need machine learning, AI. That's completely fine. You should always assess the first things first, but certain things are extremely difficult. And coming from telco business to banking, I know that the most difficult problem always is churn prediction, and it remains in banking industry as well. So for that issue and for that problem, you definitely need assistance of someone smarter, and not only smarter, but more capable to understand those difficult problems. So on top of that, the criticality in this use case are the countermeasures, which are most expensive in this case. So if you want, first of all, this is the biggest problem that big company can have, customers who are leaving. Then it's the biggest problem to identify them, and then it's the biggest, I would say, spending to keep them, if you want. That's why it's critical in terms of decision making and provided output, which has to be as reliable as possible. So it's not like we are running campaign, 20,000 customers, Some of them will purchase the loan, some will not, but here it's difficult. It's the consequence of let's see, this binary output is more serious. We did this, but just to add on complexity of these kind of issues, the problem with the churn is not only the churn, and the understanding of churn is actually can deviate. And what someone in telco industry understands as a churn, someone in banking can have more, I would say, a difficult definition of this customer. Maybe he doesn't want him to churn, but or to say goodbye, but even to decrease their activity. So then it's even more difficult to address specific needs of understanding of churn or this of these events. And these events can deviate from this topic in different directions in terms of definition of problematic customers or customers that you want to address in a specific way. We did this, of course, with machine learning, and we addressed churn prevention, inactivity prevention. Also, to end on this, we were pretty much focused this year on those issues. Again, if you want to prevent consumer customer to leave, it's different to, from AI point of view, to prevent small business to leave. So again, it's totally different approach. You have to do it separately, different model, different data, and different maybe definition what small business sales management understands as a problem of someone leaving. So maybe it's totally different to consumer customer leaving, or the period in the life cycle of customer is differently assessed. We did this. We have great results on this conference. I'll not share the results. I will share some others, but maybe on the following ones we can also discuss on this topic, on this hot topic as well. Once the results get mature and let's say once we fully understand how we did it. Just briefly, what algorithms maybe in chronology have been tested, evaluated, used. I've listed here major ones, and I believe that you can understand from perspective of these use cases and what we are solving, why and which models we are using. So this is that I would say chronology. We from banking industry, from fintech industry, I would say that this is the main advantage. I mean, in long term, in nowadays and in the future, that nature of the industry provides us with high quality data. I mean, that's prerequisite. Whether the companies are using this data, collecting this data, analyzing them, that's different story and different issue. But generally, if we can say that mobile industry, for instance, or telco industry has advantage of knowing the mobility of the customers, the level of say personalization of information that we have in banking industry is a big, I would say, the internal advantage of industry itself. So we use the core banking is gone. Oh, it's okay. Data from digital channels and external data. So on top of that, transaction data from all payment cards that customers are using. Just to illustrate, we increased in this period of time the data sets eightfold, which is tremendously helped us to improve and to deliver in terms of quality of the models. So one of the reasons why we decided initially to come to the data science conference is to have something to share with you what we've done and what is the outcome of our work. I'm sharing with you the model lift of the most important campaign in the bank for the most important product in the bank. So with the largest target group of customers, and we are tracking performance on a quarterly level. When I discussed this with our data science team leader, we noticed this sort of slight deterioration in last couple of quarters. And I was happy to share this with you because this is a real life experience, and this is how we evaluate those models, how they perform. The customer behavior is changing, and the model has to be monitored, has to be maintained. So this kind of work will always be up to us. So that's very important. Also, the thing that impacts the performance, it's not encompassed in this time period, but that's the COVID period. That we experienced the swap of entire core system that we had. And you have to cope also with those, I would say, tectonic changes and impacts on your core business. I'm sharing with you, without naming those products, what's the lift in those recommender systems for consumer customers for product portfolio. So you can see that also real life results. You can see that certain products have extremely high model lift, considering inbound, or we call that inbound campaign, customer coming to us, not us calling him. What I can add on this, that distribution of the model lift is in our favor. So the most important products have the best lift for us. I mean, have the best lift in those campaigns, and that's something that also contributes to the results. And this is as you can see, the latest figures that we have. So the most important result that I want to share with you is brutal revenue figures, and how we contribute to the bank revenue for the most important product. The Serbian banking market in general, I don't know if you know that, is basically loan is the most important product, most dominant product in terms of sales. For us is #1 product, and this is contribution just for the production of loans. When I was preparing this presentation for you, I realized that we reached 300 million euros generated from campaigns driven by AI. This is the result that we achieved in this year, and as you can see, we basically started with below 100 before 2017. Also you can calculate by yourself. This 300 is 65% of all amount of loans that is produced, so of total new production. And just to understand these figures, so it's practically not possible to have 100% share because you will always have people coming to you and asking for the product. So we call that self-initiated sales, where campaign doesn't contribute or doesn't generate the value or the revenue. So this 65% practically cannot go to the 100%. This is what I'm trying to say. You can see here the impact or no impact of COVID, of the internal tectonic movements that we had on these figures that we run year by year and back to back with increased figures and numbers in contribution to the whole business. On top of this, you can see the amounts generated for small business, where campaigns have even higher contribution. to these sales. What approach that we had in this journey that actually lasts from 2017. We started knowing that we are not the smartest guys in this area. So we discussed with the people, the colleagues, the startups from the market, basically how to start with this journey, and based on this, we set the strategy that I must say we performed during this course of time. What also we have as approach is staying humble in that way that we are not the smartest guys and we have to follow the trends. This is the reason, by the way, why we are here and why the team of Banca Intesa CRM team is here, and they are behind these figures and behind these results, that we want to listen and to understand what other businesses are doing with AI, not only from fintech domain and bank domain, but also in the other industries, and to try to steer this strategy to the next levels, and where we can improve by ourselves and in our domain and in generally as organization. This is also the view that I have regarding deployment of AI in the fintech and banks in general, in other industries as well. However, I strongly believe that AI is core business, and as far as I remember, the first time that colleagues from electrical engineering, faculty of mathematics, from data science departments on faculty of organizational sciences are working in the business units. So we are under the retail division. So maybe we are aliens or in that organization, but this is the place to be, and I strongly believe that organizations should also adjust to these needs and to these capabilities of the business, because AI is there to stay. This is not rehearsal, and so there's no turning point. This is something that we already know, and not only us, which is most important, the non-technical people, purely business people know that. So I've said, I guess, enough about CRM importance in this organization. First and foremost, for this journey, we needed, and I believe that every organization needs strong determination of the top management and to pursue this journey, which is long-term journey. The results don't come in few months, but they really pay off in middle and long term. Also, this is transformation. This is not a project. This is basically transformation of the business and how the business is conducted. We say that we change our business model to AI-driven model, and these figures, I think, are self-explanatory in this way. So that's the main importance and key importance to start this journey. From other key stakeholders, if we talk about the company's industries with the sales departments, I would say that key challenge or the most important transformation is mindset. From I know who to sell, what to sell, when to sell. I know my customers. The turnover in the sales force among the banks in Serbia is enormous. I call that waiters effect, like the duration of time waiter works in some cafe. So once the relationship manager or sales advisor leaves certain company, the entire, I would say, value proposition for this personnel is gone. He moves to the different company. He doesn't understand the customer base of that company, and vice versa. The personnel that replaces him also is totally unaware of the customer base that he gets. So this is why they need real-life assistance. So when someone pops up in front of him in the branch, in the store, what should he offer to him? So this is the key message. Marketing, they have to do in much intensive way in generating communication materials and make it much more sophisticated, advanced. And finally, IT to support huge demand and never-ending demand for data enrichment, for quality verification, and for also for improving the quality and sources of the data that business needs, not CRM, but business. Challenges in the early phase are concerns whether we are competent enough, whether we are confident enough. We don't have data. The data quality is not good enough. How to explain model lift to someone who is selling loans, that our model lift is very good, and that's why he shouldn't sell or shouldn't call the customers, but listen to us, how to explain this. When we say, okay, the data shows that this customer is the best one, or we know now which of them to target, they want to understand which data shows. I mean, what is the most important data from your data set that shows this? So these explanatory sessions could be never ending, could be repeating next year, same one as last year, not next day or Monday. So this is painful, but pays off. And on the mature and the later phase, you have quite opposite challenges. That too many clients demand for too many clients in the campaigns, which actually is counter logic for the targeting. You want too many campaigns, which are not possible. You want to run campaign for the product that you didn't sell ever, and you want to target some based on the, we call that target event that doesn't exist. So if we want to sell now cell phones, we don't have these events because we have never sold any. And processing power for processing all these campaigns and all these trainings and other steps in the machine learning process. Of course, the ultimate demand for the people resources, which is and which was quite challenging also for us last couple of years. So we are coming to the end. So I'm coming back to the initial slide when we took a glimpse where the AI can be utilized in the bank or in the financial industry. And this was the question that I raised on this open table discussion a few days ago, aiming at understand what people in this AI ecosystem believe that could be the issue, or when AI winter comes. There was a question, what is AI winter? So as in any, I would say, industry or technology, the plateau or the deterioration of the investments, of the open jobs, of the revenues can stagnate or deteriorate, and especially for hyped industries or hype trends, which we live in with regards to AI. So the question is, once the other companies and everyone deploys or wants to deploy this one, who will survive in that ecosystem? And when I say that, I don't think only on certain participants. I consider there people from or students coming from faculties want to get a job, startups trying to find the clients to sell their products. First of all, to develop the products. And to decide what should be developed in order one day to be, I would say, attractive for certain big players or to run those products by ourselves, or big players to cooperate with us. And for big players that I can consider our bank, how can we survive that winter? What should we do? Where should we invest in AI? So there are different, my ambition is not to have the ultimate answer. That's not, of course, possible. But if our major, I would say, role in business is to predict events and to predict the future in that way, maybe to try to reflect on ourselves and try to predict where we should go, or where not to go, or most importantly, what should be criteria for when we think of that, when we decide that this should be direction, why? So that's the question, why? And there are many, I would say, aspects of this decision making, and one of these that I would like to share with you is that in pretty much all of these functions and use cases in banks or financial institutions, the dominant source of data and available data is structured data, tabular data, or call it numbers. So we have these use cases for chatbots, of course, where you use the text, where the text is the source of information. You have the cybersecurity that uses other sources as well. You have sentiment analysis in investment and trading that also is using text and the news. But the dominant source of information and the vast amount of information comes from structured data, from numbers. So regardless of which player you are in this ecosystem, I think it's also that this is also important. Which skills you would like to build, which models you would like to understand and be familiar with. So this is just one of reflections and characteristics of our industry nowadays and in the future, for sure. And thank you for being here and listening to me.
Just want to invite you for a coffee, but before, does anybody have any questions?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for sharing with us today very valuable experience that you had. This is not so common to meet in these days, so thank you once again. My question was related to you show us today dependency for the propensity to buy. You show us dependency on the product and selling. And what is about the combination with the channels? Because you show the segmentation, but there is no then product in the same model, if I understood in the right way. So dependency on the product, channel, and then probability to buy.
If we talk about the propensity to buy, we consider this as an event of purchase of the product, regardless of the channel. For the channel analysis, we do that, and for the analysis of the channel is what is the conversion rate on the channel,
yes,
and how they contribute in this process. What is more complex when we talk about the channels is that journey of selling product via channels is not one campaign, one channel only. So we orchestrate in a single, this most important campaign, we orchestrate sales advisors, email, Viber, SMS.
Yes.
So for same campaign. Campaign lasts certain months, So we are engaging all channels with a purpose in certain period of time and combine them, so orchestrate them. And now we are able to orchestrate them upon the respond on the previous channels, but the event remains the same. So and also all customers in that had the same journey for that campaign. Yes. So in that way, if we talk about the propensity to buy, it aims at let's say pure, let's say clearly defined event.
Is it the same to sell the cash loan through two different channels to the same person? Is there any kind of dependency?
There is, and that's a very good question. And we are actually doing this. This is sort of A/B testing, but with the channels, and we are adjusting this on our campaigns. So, in other words, we have control groups for selling in the same campaign for the same, let's say, customers in terms of propensity. For instance, with two channels and with one channel only. Not to go in the details which one, but for combining them, and then we are evaluating the impact. Upon that, we are deciding how to run it in the next wave. Which one we don't need, they're expensive. Okay. Yeah, I didn't share that. I cannot share everything, so yeah.
Thank you. I think we have one more question right there. Excuse me, give me that, yeah.
Welcome.
First one is how did you manage data quality? Because it's known for, at least for regional banks, there is a lot of data islands. So how did you manage that, if you did? And the second question would be, did you take into account regional characteristics and characteristics differences between, let's say, small cities and big cities, and of course, as well as regions, because if we compare Raška and Belgrade, it's totally different way of at least approaching to, let's say, SMEs or clients at all. Thank you.
Thank you for the questions. Both are very relevant. For the question regarding the quality, definitely that's the never-ending, I would say, challenge. There are plenty of speeches even on this conference regarding the data engineering and resources that are critical for enriching the data and keeping the quality. In the bank, we collaborate with the BI teams in ICT. I mentioned them briefly in this organizational chart. And in collaboration with them, we are maintaining the quality and trying to maintain the quality, to enrich the databases and the data sources, and to maintain the quality on them. So we are also involved in that, but definitely that's not possible to be conducted only by us. So they are our main counterparts in that way within the organization. Regarding the second question, yes, we do. So we have these information as variables in our data sets. So we know the information about the origins of the customers. Not only that, but also we have a regional organization of the sales. So the customers from Novi Pazar are served by region that Novi Pazar belongs to. So that's included in the evaluation. You're welcome.
Here we go. One more question.
Great presentation, guys.
Thank
and
you.
What you did with this AI model is really good. So the question is, do you understand also when the lady asked also about the sentiment of the customer, actually, do you understand who's more responsive on the email, who's more responsive on the call, so you can segment maybe George is not responsive on the emails, don't send them anymore, call him, he's more responsive on the phone. So they have the data as well, in a way to maybe prevent churn in that segment too.
Luckily, we have, since April this year, since we integrated the CRM application and since we are getting the feedback of the customers, whether upon the reaction of our communication on email, on Viber, etc., etc. So before that one, you can just guess, but now we understand. And this is, I mentioned the orchestration within the same channel. This is basically the input for all these further steps for orchestration. So if we send the email to the customer and we see that he didn't open, then he's targeted with the other channel. Otherwise, we understand this and comprehend this as a contact. So he opened it. We can see whether he clicked on the message that we send, and then we can follow this to the conversion. So we do that. We do have that. Luckily, or too late since this year.
Just in addition to that, do you also segment users per the search engine on your website? So can you also learn from your users what they're browsing through your websites in a way, hey, I want to have this loan for this apartment, or can you also segment your users to understand what they're searching on the website as well?
No, we don't. Unfortunately, that's very difficult to get. That's, I would say, is a step into the totally different era of banking industry. I mentioned the use case on the public website, so where you can identify them, but behavior of the customer outside of our channel or our channels is very difficult to get. So that stands for all other industries. So we can get the information about the behavior on our channel, what they're browsing, within our online application is feasible, and that's possible. This is, by the way, what we did in this trial, but general one, that's difficult. That would be, I would say, considered as obtaining external source of data. And for that one, you need partners to do that.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you. I encourage anybody to contact Miroslav one-on-one. We have to make space for the next presentation.
Thank you all. Thank you all once more.